their hands are very probably shaking, which means we should just go on and see what happens. Because the match is ready, and we're heading over to the commentary booth for the last match before the break.
Okay, we'll just chillax for a sec, everybody, and then we'll just let Graphic explode, and it's gonna be awesome. It's not gonna be worth, you know, 500 bill, but it's gonna be okay.
Do I have to like do it?
I want every
kind
dead
of like...
motherfucker out of the alliance.
No,
every one.
Bro.
No mad.
Welcome back, everyone, to this next match of the 12th Alliance Tournament. This is Razor Alliance versus the Ronin, and I'm CCP Fozzie, joined by Apotheny. We have two really excellent setups here. Not exactly the way that Elise predicted it, but there are some damps on the field. Razor has brought double Eos and Neros, triple Navy Vexor, triple Heretic, Malediction, double Punisher.
The Ronin have brought to us kind of the main archetype we've been seeing today and last weekend. Double Sleipnir with the Simi, triple Larry, the Harpy, double Molus, Crow, double Merlin for that Frigg support, with Damp Merlins being really, really popular in this tournament and the last tournament as well. Yeah, so we've got a lot more damage from the Ronin team, but Razor's got some pretty good tank, especially spread across those Eoses, and they have the Vexor Navies, which can project that fast drone damage pretty easily over long ranges. Really good. So both teams did come in at quite long range. They're quite a ways away from each other, and the match is just beginning now. So we're going to see what drones they drop and how they start to move across. Like Razor have dropped their drones. Let's have a quick look at that. Looks like they are dropping mix of geckos and infiltrators, I believe.
Yep, with some warriors coming in from the somewhere.
It's like
probably.
Some of the Ronin team are just burning straight into them. Let's see what that is. Looks like the...
So we've got Sleipnirs. The Sleipnirs are charging across, of course. They feel confident in their tanks, and Razor's trying to kill the Scimitar. So the Sleipnirs want to get some damage in there before the Scimitar dies.
Whoa. Razor focusing on the Simi straight away. They've got a TP on it, starting to take chunks of shield damage. Let's see. It boosts straight back up to full. Let's see when they apply all that damage whether or not it can tank.
So
it's
right
very,
now,
very
just
doubtful,
the first couple of drones
Razor
have
are beginning to lose their first Vexor Navy of the match.
Yeah, the Vexor Navy here not getting any reps at all. The damps on the Aneros of light shot for Razor are preventing him from... Oh, there you go. He's just got reps on him,
landing,
but it may be too little too late. He's right on the edge of armor. He's dropping down pretty quickly. He's still going down even with the reps. This is going to be a significant chunk of damage off the field. Meanwhile, though, Ronin is losing their Scimitar.
Yes.
This is an excellent trade for Razor if they can pull it off.
It's holding his boosting again.
Just boosted right back. He's in structure, but he boosted his shields back up, got a reload on that ASB, and now the Aneros is taking damage from Razor.
Wow.
He's damped. He's got a web on him. There you go. So
nice.
Ronin has got a web onto the Aneros. That is a huge tackle. Great work by, I assume, here one of the Merlins or the Crow. And it looks like actually that Aneros may die at a pretty similar time to the Scimitar.
Does have an ASB fit. That's going to help him a lot in helping his local tank. But it looks like he's dropping through now through half armor, getting another boost off. But I think he will be dropping shortly. On the other side, we have Sholon in the Simi still surviving despite having a pain on. We got webs on both the Sleipnirs, possibly trying to screen the DPS off the Aneros, but it is webbed as well.
No, those Sleipnirs are actually on top of the Aneros. When I said, hey, I bet it was one of the frigates that tackled the Aneros, no, it was both the Sleipnirs at the same time. They just charged right on up there. When they were charging across the field, they just got on top of the Aneros. So he got himself caught by two Sleipnirs, which is fatal in almost 100% of cases.
Simi, Molus, Merlin down for Ronin, Aneros, Vexor Navy down for Razor. Both teams still a lot to play for, still undecided victory. Looks like we're losing the Heretic of Alice for the Razor team. However, we do have these Sleipnirs tackled and painted.
Yes, so now it looks like the next primary for the Sleipnir is going to be the Vexor Navy issue of Nakanai there. He is taking damage. Meanwhile, the Heretics that are remaining are still projecting damage across the field and taking down frigates for Ronin. With the logistics off the field, these frigates are very vulnerable and already
Whoa, support dropping on both sides here, but now the Sleipnir of Gargos V is taking lots of damage, hitting his armor. He needs to boost more. He might already be out of charges. No, there's another boost.
He's boosting, but he's not going to last forever. Meanwhile, the Heretic of Ranox for Razor Alliance that died was a boundary violation. He did kill himself by by going out of the boundary, and that really hurts. These heretics are going to be great for killing off the last Harpy and Mollusk and then applying long-range damage in this fight as it goes light.
I mean, these Sleipnirs are tackles, but they're just living forever.
Yes,
the
Sleipnir
Razor Alliance
Congress
are about to lose their second Vexor Navy. That's another huge chunk of their DPS on the field. They do still have both their EOS sitting pretty, but you know, if you lose everything else, you know, the EOS aren't that much.
Gargris is on reload now as ASB, so he's not boosting, and there he goes. So that's him down, but Vexor Navy down as well. And now it's really going to be up to how well VOD can tank. He's going to be the new primary. We see he's got webbed, he's painted. If he can tank for a while, long enough for them to maybe take out the last Vexor Navy, I bet these triple Helas can take down the double EOS.
He's got 15 heavy drones on him, at least. That is so much damage.
He's gone down to half shields really fast, and he's not boosting much. I don't know if he's there. He goes. He was just teasing us, but he's still actually taking a lot of damage. So he is going to hold on probably for a while, but wow, they're actually just they're killing him through his ASB boost.
Looks like Razor are about to lose their last heretic, which critically means that Mollusk has a much better chance of surviving doing those damps, which are so important at this
point.
Stage.
Everyone's on top of each other, though. It's going to help them avoid damage on the Helas, but they need to kill the Vexor Navy issue, which is exactly what they're doing. But VOD is dropping through his shields. He is still boosting, but it's not enough. There's just so much damage. Wow, as he's pulling back chunks. The Vexor Navy is going to go down first. This is right on the razor's edge. This match could definitely go either way at this point. Ronin has the lead in points, but that is not going to be lasting much longer. It's going to be actually 1 point away from each other once that Sleipnir dies. And that Heretic following not long behind. There you go. We are now 57 points, 56 points. Triple Hela, Harpy, Mollusk versus double EOS, Heretic, Malediction, double Punisher, with notably the Heretic and Malediction in slivers of armor left.
Those heavy drones are so slow. When the Gilas get primaried, if they're not tackled, they can just overheat their MWD, they can get away from those drones, they can mitigate the damage so well. EOS, however, super slow. Those Gilas will be on them forever. However, EOS are very highly tanked. They've got so much more EHP than the Gilas, which means that with both lodges off the field, you know, it's still really difficult to tell.
The slow speed of the drones from the EOS is actually going to be the reason those Punishers and Malediction are so crucial to Razor. They need to get the Harpy down for Ronin, and then keep those frigs alive as long as possible, and then use them to web down the primaries. Then you get a web on the Hela they're trying to kill, and that's going to increase the damage incredibly on it. So if they can kill the Harpy, then that's going to make it a lot harder for those Malediction and the Punisher to die.
I mean, the Punisher isn't a Mar frigate. It's not incredibly fast. It may even have a plate, given that it's an armor team. Gilas are very fast. We're seeing them in
fast
nearly
enough to catch
2,000.
It's gonna. Well, we'll see. We'll see what it's fitted with. If it's like Afterburn fitted, it might not. But otherwise, it will be fast enough to get on top of these Helas, especially if they pilot it well and use the three of them to corner one of the Helas.
It's going to extend the time that they're chasing the Gilas for. That's time they can be shot at. That's time that the Gilas aren't being hit yet by the EOS.
So
buying the EOS more
Razor,
time to shoot the
first EOS primary of Razor is dropping quite low. This is actually a great position for Ronin to be in right now. As the damage is not applying from Razor, the Helas are still holding on fine. It looks like Braggle's Hela is the main primary, but he's just not dying quickly. He's keeping himself alive quite well. The Harpy and Mollusk are both surviving well, and that EOS is dropping. He's just been dropping slowly and steadily, and he is going to be off the field in a moment, and that's going to be about half of the DPS that's left for Razor.
Yep, 1 EOS left against 3 whole Gilas, both, you know, with their shield tanks nearly topped up. The Mollusk is still barely surviving, and the Harpy hasn't been under much pressure. It looks like the Malediction is being muted off.
I think the only way that Razor wins this is if we change the rules to let them like tag team in the State Raven.
Or suddenly the boundary just shrinks.
The Punisher is a State Raven, and then maybe they win the fight. But otherwise, it looks like this is going to be the end of the line for Razor. The Ronin with a very solid use of this very common setup with the Mimitar command ships and the Helas, executing it well and getting a win over what's also been a very solid Razor team. I mean, Razor piloted this team well, and they've been piloting well through this whole tournament.
They've done so well this tournament, as you say. And the Ronin, we were saying before the match, such a strong team. Really strong tournament history. They took Ronin right to the ragged edge.
Yep, and this is, of course, been a very close match. The Helas are now putting their damage onto the last EOS. They're going to pretty easily, I think, get him down within the next 2.5 minutes. And then it'll just be the Punishers left. It looks actually like the Harpy is out dueling with the Punisher of Kaika there, and he's going to try to win. Yeah, the Harpy is just like solo brawling with all the frigates. But he's in there with the Punishers, taking them both on, and actually quite easily winning that fight. So the EOS dropping now of Parvati, and that will be the last big damage ship off the field for Razor.
So, Fozzie, tell me, do you think there are any decisions Razor could have made differently after the setups of Rewarp came in that could have got them, got them that little bit extra to get forwards and actually win this match? Or do you think it was just kind of once the setups were in, once a few things happened, there was nothing they could do?
I don't think it was any kind of big obvious mistakes. There's a lot of little things they could have done better. If they could have somehow gotten the Simi down faster, so if the Frigs had gotten tackle on him right away, but of course that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But if they had managed to do that, or if they'd managed to get tackles on the Gila so they could use primary them instead of the Sleipnirs. The Gilas are going to be much better primaries than the Sleipnirs, especially after the Scimitar is dead. But of course, they're also much faster, so it's going to be hard to do. There isn't anything where I'd say they made like some big mistake, other than of course the one heretic flying out of the arena. But that is going to be the end of the run for them. And so Razor Alliance is eliminated from this Alliance tournament. The Ronin will be moving on, and they will be facing. Actually, they're good for the rest of the day, I think.
Yes, I believe they are.
Yes, so they'll be back next weekend, and we are going to now send you off to a quick break so while we get some food, and we'll be back after that break for the Devils Warrior versus MIF.